On the news, Governor Abiodun inspects road construction in Abeokuta, assures of completion in record time. President Muhammad Buhari, host president of Chad, says restoration of Lake Chad will curb illegal migration. Ministry of Health alerts health institutions of fake COVID-19 vaccine in circulation. At least 89 people killed in Myanmar's deadliest day. Super Eagles of Nigeria qualify for Africa Cup of Nations. You must find the place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. Hello and welcome to our comprehensive news package here on Ogun State Television. I am Olayinka Shodunke. Starting us off tonight, the current administration in Ogun State is committed to the expeditious completion of the Lafenwa-Randa Ayetoro Road and has committed resources to the project. The governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, disclosed this while on inspection of the road. Correspondent Tunde Olaniro reports.
Infrastructure is basic essential service that should be put in place to enable development to occur. Economic development can be facilitated and accelerated by the presence of infrastructure. With these advantages in mind, the current administration has made infrastructure development, especially road network, a top priority. The governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, paid an inspection visit to the Lafenwa-Randa Ayetoro Road and said the speed of work could be faster.
I've come today to do an assessment on how well the contractor is doing, and I'm not very impressed with the speed of the work so far. I'm informed that the contractor has faced a lot of difficulties on this project because of the terrain and the type of soil. They've had to excavate deeper than they anticipated. And as such, of course, it's caused them to spend more than was budgeted for. So there are issues of variation here and there, despite the fact that we've allocated funds and resources to this project. I also have noticed that there are areas and pockets of parts of this project that require immediate attention, particularly the part and area towards the Lafenwa market, which is extremely, very deplorable. I've consequently instructed the contractor to move to that part of this project and immediately make it motorable so that it can bring the needed relief to the traveling passengers going from Abeokuta and going to Ayetoro. We'll be sitting down with the project team of CCEC this week to look at all the other gray areas so we can iron it out. We are committed to the expeditious completion of this road because it accounts for thousands and thousands of our citizens that are traveling between Ayetoro and Abeokuta for commerce, for school, for work, and so on and so forth.
He observed that the road is very important to the current administration.
At Randa, on an inspection visit, the idea behind this inspection is to come and do an assessment of how far and how well the contractor is doing on the entire project scope that's been awarded to them. The contractor is Mr. CCEC. This project had been awarded before this administration, but on assumption of office, and after the assessment of all the ongoing projects by the previous administration, this was one of the projects that our committee prioritized for immediate completion. And because of that, we allocated the required funds to bring this project to a completion. This road project starts from Lafenwa Market and goes all the way to Ayetoro. It's a 53-kilometer road. This project is a major arterial road between Ogun Central and Ogun West. In my own opinion as your governor, this project should have been given more priority than it was given by the previous administration. We should have not come to meet this project in the state that we met it.
Residents of the area were joyous with the visit of the governor and felt free to make their needs known to their government.
ọ̀nà yìí ó tóbi gan àwọn tí yóò dẹ̀ ń wá tó ń gbé ládùúgbò yìí èrò pọ̀ gan so gbogbo nǹkan minerals òróró ojú ọ̀nà yóò jẹ́ pé ọ̀nà máa ń gbà ó wọ Ṣakí wọ Kútọ́nù wọ Igbó Ọrà káwọn gbé nǹkan wọlé tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́sọ̀ fún mọ́tò náà máa ń ṣubú ń bí ni ìgbà tí ó dàpọ̀ tó bá dánsìn oúnjẹ tẹ́lómi fi láti kó wọlé wọ́n máa fi láti kó oúnjẹ wọlé so níwájú ẹ̀dùn tó bá lè tètè bá wa ṣe before kí èdè yẹn náà tó kí ni ó tó bẹ̀rẹ̀.
It's good for us and we that we are selling market will be enjoying it. My advice is that the government to help us and quickly finish it with us so that all of us here will be enjoying it.
Infrastructure is an integral part of economic growth. Completion of this road will bring about massive socio-economic development in the area.
Determined to bring to a permanent end the Boko Haram menace in the Sahel region, a high-level strategic engagement has been held between President Muhammadu Buhari and his Chadian counterpart, Idris Deby Itno. Their discussions also centered on the imperative of recharging the receding Lake Chad. Coming into Nigeria for the first time since his country bestowed on him an honor of a field marshal, President Idris Deby Itno of Chad is also here to formally engage President Muhammadu Buhari for the first time in nearly 2 years. The last time the two leaders met was in June 2019 on the sideline of the OIC summit in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. And just like in Saudi Arabia, discussions held behind closed doors centered on the challenges of security bedeviling their countries and the entire Sahel region, as well as the necessity of water transfer into Lake Chad from the Congo Basin. As President Muhammadu Buhari said, about 30 million people are adversely affected by the worrisome state of Lake Chad, which shrank to just about 10% of its original size. He said with interbasin water transfer, the people depending on the Lake Chad can resume their normal lives of farming, fishing and animal husbandry, while irregular migration of youths to Europe for greener pastures will be curtailed, as explained by Foreign Affairs Minister Godfrey Oyema.
And on technical partners, financial institutions and other partners to help to finance this. That it's something that is not just for Africans, the impact on it, the environmental impact of the shrinking Lake Chad, but it affects humanity. And so everybody has to really mobilize to find the means to be able to carry out this recharging, and the beneficiaries will be the whole of humanity. So the hope is there that we will achieve this, but the challenge is for us to be able to now realize the dream of recharging Lake Chad.
President Buhari also appreciated Chad for its role in curbing insurgency in the region, particularly the Boko Haram challenge. Addressing East Bend, the Chadian leader Idris Deby Itno thanked President Buhari for rejigging the armed forces of Nigeria, describing it as crucial to the fight against terrorism and insurgency.
Boko Haram is indeed an evil that has hampered the 4 countries of the Lake Chad Basin and that has done many harm to our populations. The multinational joint task force has had good results. Unfortunately, the resiliency of Boko Haram and the Islamic State in the Lake Chad Basin has been unprecedented. They are being supplied and being trained and being formed through Libya. With the new team of the Chief Defense Staff and the new commander that has been appointed at the multinational joint task force, they were convinced that we can eradicate Boko Haram. There's a lot of hope in this new team with this new strategy. I remain confident that the four armies of the four countries can finish this evil and eradicate Boko Haram once for all.
In addition to challenges of security, other bilateral issues were also explored by the two leaders. President Muhammadu Buhari wished his Chadian counterpart well in his country's general elections coming up next month. President Muhammadu Buhari has paid tribute to the patriotic martyrs of the Civil War, whose glorious sacrifices enabled the unity of this great nation. Speaking at an event to welcome the world leaders of the Tijanian Islamic religious movement, Sheikh Mohammed Niaz, the Grand Khalifa of Sheikh Ibrahim Niaz, President Buhari thanked the movement for their prayers for an end to the war and the reunification of Nigeria. He welcomed the Grand Khalifa to Nigeria and commended their effort in finding solutions to the problems of security in the country. President Buhari described the visit of the spiritual leader as historic, while commending the sect for its peaceful conduct in carrying out its activities. The leader of Tijaniya in Nigeria, Sheikh Dairo Usman, described the sect as the largest with 70 million followers across the globe and prayed for continued peace and blessings for the country. Sheikh Niaz said he had come to formally introduce himself as the new leader of the government to the government and to the people of Nigeria. He prayed for peace and unity and the greatness of Nigeria. Now, the Ministry of Health has alerted all tertiary health institutions in Nigeria of the circulation of fake COVID-19 vaccine in Africa and the need to be on the lookout. The ministry also dispelled any possibility of COVID-19 vaccine being available for sale or being administered by any unauthorized institution in the country. This was contained in a circular issued by the ministry's Director, Department of Hospital Services, Dr. Adebimpe Adebiyi, on behalf of the Minister, Osage Hanere. The circular dated March 26, 2021 was addressed to Chief Medical Directors and Medical Directors of federal tertiary institutions. The ministry noted that to forestall importation of fake COVID-19 vaccine into Nigeria, the Nigeria Customs Service has designated the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport Abuja as the only point of entry for imported COVID-19 vaccines, with criminal groups producing, distributing and selling fake COVID-19 vaccines. They said the risk to the public can include buying a product which only does not protect against COVID-19 but poses a serious health hazard of injection. Ondo State Governor Arakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu has assured Southwest Cooperative leadership of tabling the matter of cooperative deductions before the Southwest Governors Forum, as he feels the pain of cooperators not getting their benefit as at when due. This came to fall at a retreat held in Akure, the Ondo State capital, put together by Odua Cooperative Conglomerate Limited to champion the way forward for cooperative development in Nigeria. Our reporter Bumi Adugun was in Akure, venue of the stakeholders retreat. His reports.
The advent of cooperative ideas have greatly enabled individuals and corporate entities to project into the future, thereby improving human and material development, also developing the society at large. Business owners that ordinarily might be financially incapacitated to expand business horizon had been able to expand and enlarge their business opportunities due to the advent of cooperative societies. Akure, Ondo State capital, is the host of this year's retreat. Among cooperative stakeholders and seated in this hall are regulators and practitioners from Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Ekiti, and Lagos states, who are seeking common front to move cooperative societies to another level.
I want to also open the eyes of other employers of people that the damage that cooperative model is really the economy is enormous, because the workers are the ones that are called the local soldiers, that the ones that are called the local operators, that the ones that are called the local electricians. They don't have the money to come here to come and see how this project. So taking the book by John and looking into the cooperative development of Southwest and coming out with an initiative that we are more or less living on our past glory.
When we work together, we achieve. But when we fight or we don't understand ourselves, when there is chaos, there is no progress.
Putting heads together to achieve this is Odua Cooperative Conglomerate Limited, an amalgam of a number of cooperative business interests of the movement in the Southwest. Secretary to Ondo State Government, Princess Dame Odu, who is the first female to hold that position and one of our first assignments in that post, assured the stakeholders, governors of Southwest, quick solutions to their yearnings.
We cannot overemphasize them because it gives a lot of leeway for people to actually expand their businesses. We need one another. There must be unity of purpose in everything we do. And by this kind of training, those dead areas of cooperative societies will be revamped. You even heard the president appealing to those of us who are government officials to tell our governors to pay the cooperative dues of people.
So many other youths came up at the retreat, ranging from putting the house in order, working to achieve same goal, reaching out more to members with some selected resource persons with vast experience in the cooperative business, charting a way forward. Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
In order to further enhance productivity of its workforce, Ogun State Television has again organized a day workshop for its staff in the News and Programs Directorate. A veteran broadcaster, Mrs. Fumi Wakama, who is also the General Manager, Nigerian Television Authority at Abeokuta, was a resource person. Olajumoke Oladipupo completes the report.
For employers of labor with the best of intentions towards upgrading the standard of its workforce, periodic training is seen as inevitable. To this end, management of Ogun State Television again has organized a day workshop for its staff to further improve them in modern-day broadcasting. The resource person, who is also the General Manager, Nigerian Television Authority, Abeokuta, Mrs. Fumi Wakama, said there is need for journalists to get themselves acquainted with the environment in digital broadcasting.
Beautiful, one person to see your mistake, not for you to show it to the entire world. Talk to your colleagues, take a look at the script for me. Is it okay? Is it this? Is it that?
Questions were asked by participants on gray areas in modern broadcasting, either for an outside broadcast or studio operations. Mrs. Fumi Wakama added that there is need for journalists to increase their knowledge as broadcasting is on a high speed across the globe.
It's a good thing. I must commend the management of OGTV for doing that for you. Now, beyond that, you also need to do what I call self-development. Read books, do research, talk to people, have mentors. That way you improve on yourself.
Participants also expressed their appreciation to the management for having them at heart while looking forward to more of such workshop.
She talked about self-development, which is very, very important, and being motivated to do a lot more than is expected of us. So I'm really glad I attended the conference.
In fact, I want to give it to the management of Ogun State Television for bringing this one again. We have had series of training before now. This is an additional one with a promise that many more are still in the pipeline coming up.
Olajumoke Oladipupo, OGTV News.
After over 20 years of democratic experience, Nigeria should consider the option of electronic voting to improve the integrity of the process of electing people into various offices. The door of a political affairs analyst, Dr. Gift Okore, and an ICT expert, Adekunle Durosimi, made this known while discussing the prospect of an electronic election on an OGTV political discussion program, Democratic Path.
That is the way to go. Looking at the trend, looking at everything, the structure that we have, before we don't have any ministry of communication in the last 10, 20, 15 years. Now that Mr. President has even given much attention on this ministry, and they have been doing a lot of work. So we can achieve that. We can achieve that through in conjunction with Ghana, provided if we are ready to achieve it.
Okay, whatever we need to do from our perspective, from the actors to the implementers to even the electorate, we don't need this level of value erosion. Because the truth is that the people have seemed to lost it. But I want this country together. I want us to do whatever we want to do. E-voting can work, e-registration can work, and that's the way to go. But I'm saying, yeah, regardless of the curves and the problems, we should just jumpstart it and then we take it up from there.
The dual review that electronic election will be cost-effective, address some inherent challenges in the electoral processes, and give room for more participation. The Lagos State Judicial Panel on Restitution for Victims of SARS and other related matters has handed over and handed out checks for 4 deserving petitioners at the resume seated on Saturday. The panel gave decisions in 6 petitions and found that the 4 of them were able to prove their cases successfully. The petitioners, comprising 3 women and a man, received a total of 16.25 million naira in total. A breakdown of the amount shows that the 3 women received checks of 10 million naira, 5 million naira and 750,000 naira respectively, while the man got a check of 500,000 naira. They took turns to receive the checks from the chairman of the panel, Justice Doris Okowobi. On foreign, dozens of people have been killed by security forces in Myanmar on what activists says is the deadliest day since last month's military takeover. At least 89 deaths, including children, were recorded by the Assistant Association for Political Prisoners as of early evening local time. The little crackdown came as protesters defied warnings and took to the street on the annual Armed Forces Day. US, UK and EU officials condemned the violence. The security forces has disgraced themselves by shooting unarmed civilians, the British High Commissioner said. The latest deaths would take the number killed in the suppression of protest since the 1st of February coup to beyond 400. Now to sports. Michael Okolo's Boys and Gateway United a 2-0 win over Abia Comets in match day 10 of the 2020-2021 Nigeria National League season at MKO Abiola Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta. After a goalless first half, the hosts took the lead via the sport courtesy of Michael Okolo brilliant penalty in the 68th minute. It was a great day at work for Michael as he doubled the lead via the sports. United will next face Oli Arrows at Ole Township Stadium, Delta State on Saturday, 3rd of April 2021. Still on sports, 3-time champion Super Eagles are qualified for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations bid for Cameroon next year after Lesotho and Sierra Leone played a goalless draw. Super Eagles beat the Benin Republic with Paul Onoche's late goal to seal the win in Port Novo and ending the scorer's unbeaten home record. Paul added a lost ball into the back of the net, thus giving Nigeria the maximum points. With the outcome of the match, Super Eagles now have 11 points from Group L ahead of Benin Republic with 7 points. We shall have the weather forecast for Sunday. Before we go, let's remind that you must find the place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. Also, don't forget to watch us live on these platforms: Apple, Roku, Facebook, and Android devices. You can also watch us live on our website, which is www.ogtv.com.ng/live, or by email info@ogtv.com.ng. And that's it on our comprehensive news. Thank you very much for watching.